Warning, this product contains extreme nostalgia. Does your job got you down? Is adulting not as fun as you thought it would be? Do you want a way to recapture that happiness from when you were a kid? At Retrostalgia Box, you feel like a kid again. Comics, toys, and video games hand-curated from the past and straight to your door. Unbox happiness at retrostalgiabox.com. Once again, that's retrostalgiabox.com. Yeah! Are you looking for more Supermod content? Come join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. For just $5 a month, you can get access to YouTube ad-free shows, all Supermod updates, all Supermod spreadsheets. All of our shows are released early. There are bonus episodes and much more. Don't waste another minute, everybody. Head on over to Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, as always, Brad Drake, and this is my AWA Save. The AWA tonight, everybody, is back on tour, and tonight we're stopping off in Omaha, Nebraska, where we will put on a show at the Omaha Civic Auditorium. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our absent workers, and we have nobody out but the expected Jerry Blackwell, who's still suffering from that very serious long-term injury, and we have lots and lots of protege work here, everybody. Larry Zabisco, Nick Bockwinkel, Bob Backlund, lots of protege work. And here we go. Bob Backlund takes care of that little person. I like it. And here we go. Bob Backlund's also working with Pat Tanaka. All right, let's take a look at our card for tonight, everybody. We're going to look at Malia Hosaka against Ondy Austin in our opener. The Texas Hangmen are going to battle the Top Guns. Slick Nick Kiniski will face Eddie Guerrero. The Dream Machine is going to battle Scott Steiner. Steve Olsonoski will face Manny Fernandez. The Iron Sheik is going to wrestle Scott Hall. In our semi-main, everybody, Bad Company will face Wahoo McDaniel and Baron von Raschke. And in our main event, we will have Tom Zenk challenging CURT Hennig for the heavyweight championship of the world. Let's get to booking. Here we go, our 10-minute opener, and we will have Hosaka against Austin. Here is Malia Hosaka. Very good little athlete. She had a long career in pro wrestling. And here is Ondy Austin, who was jacked up. Very muscular for a woman. Good hand. I don't know what happened to her in wrestling or how long she was around. You can only find footage of her here in the late 80s, 87, 88, 89, with Windy City and also the AWA. All right, let's take a look and see who's due for the win in this feud between these two ladies. And Malia Hosaka is due for the win. And the win, Malia Hosaka will get. All right, that one is all set. Up next, we have our tag team match here of the Texas Hangmen versus the Top Guns. And believe it or not, I am already working on version 11 of the Supermod. And I'm trying to really clean things up. And you may find this upsetting. And I totally understand if you do. But the Texas Hangmen were actually not in the AWA in 1987 or 1988. They didn't actually come into the AWA until 1989. Now, with that said, Mike Richards and Bull Payne, who was operating under another name, and the name escapes me at this moment, wasn't his real name of Frank Vizzi. It wasn't Bull Payne. He was going under another name. It's escaping me right now. Sorry. They were both working enhancement in the AWA at the time, 87, 88. But they would not actually form the Texas Hangmen until 1989. So that will be adjusted in version 11. So here we go, Top Guns and Texas Hangmen. It looks like the Top Guns got the win the last time, so the Hangmen will get the win this time. And of course, they're going to win by the help of their devious manager, the dastardly one, Don Carson. All right, that one's all set. Up next here, there'll be lots of changes in version 11. All right, Nick Kiniski and Eddie Guerrero will be up next here, another 12-minute bout. We talked quite a bit about Nick Kiniski yesterday. Why don't we talk a little bit about Eddie Guerrero? Eddie Guerrero, of course, is the youngest brother of the Guerrero family, the sons of Gory Guerrero and his wife. And Eddie Guerrero, well, we'll take a look here how old he is. Eddie Guerrero's 20 years old here, and I think his oldest brother, which was Mondo, I think Mondo's like 42 or 43 already at this point. And that's why he and Chavo Guerrero Jr. were so close, because they were actually closer in age. They were uncle and nephew. But what a tremendous wrestling family. And Eddie Guerrero obviously reached higher heights than his brothers did as far as mainstream popularity, because he landed with the WWF and also WCW before that. Not to say that his brothers didn't bounce in and out of other promotions, but Eddie Guerrero kind of became a household name due to his national television exposure on cable television. And of course, we all know his tragic passing, and then his popularity boomed even after that. But his brothers, the other three, Mondo, Chavo, and Hector, were terrific in-ring talents, as we talk about constantly here. So there was a lot of talent in the Guerrero family. So Eddie Guerrero with the win here over slick Nick Kiniski, two second-generation stars. And next we have the Dream Machine and Scott Steiner. And they're going to go 14. And this is not going to go well for the Dream Machine. Here is Dream Machine, Troy Graham, under that hood. And he is facing Scott Steiner, who was on a wicked win streak here with us and is a man on fire. And he has taken this show around the country and whooping up on people everywhere. So Scotty Steiner with the win here, everybody. And up next, we have Steve O and Manny Fernandez. And Fernandez should be due for the win. But then again, maybe not. I'm not certain. I try to go heel face, but Scott Steiner always gets the win, so it doesn't matter. So here we go. Olsonoski versus Fernandez. And here is Steve Olsonoski, still a very serviceable hand here in the AWA. And here is Manny Fernandez. Manny Fernandez is doing very well in his heel role for us. Been very happy to have him. Let's take a look here and see who's due for the win. So it looks like Olsonoski got the win the last time. Fernandez will get the win here, and he can get the win clean. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, so that one is all booked. And the Iron Sheik and Scott Hall. So Scott Hall should be due for the win here. But we'll see. So here we go, Iron Sheik versus Hall. We will plug them in and see who's due for the win. Here is the Iron Sheik, and once again, he is now under the tutelage of dastardly Don Carson. Here is Scotty Hall. And both these men have tremendous momentum, and it's going very well for both of them. And we have the Sheik versus Hall, and Sheik beat Hall the last time. So Scott Hall is due for the win here, everybody. Scotty Hall with that W over Sheiky. Up next, we are at our semi-main here, which is Bad Company and McDaniel and Von Raschke. And Bad Company should be due for the win here. And the veterans seem to not mind putting them over. We're just going to double check to make sure that Bad Company is due for the win. And they definitely are. So here we go. We'll have Pat Tanaka get the win for his team. And of course, that's going to come via cheating. Because the heels cheat, everybody. That's how it goes. And here we go for our big main event. We're going to have this one go 30 minutes. Because we can. And here is Zenk versus Hennig. And the biggest prize of them all is on the line. Of course, that's debatable, but it is a pretty big prize regardless. Here is Tommy Zenk. Flakeomania is in effect here. He's only 29. Wow. Here is CURT HENNIG, and CURT HENNIG is just 30. So Tommy Zenk should be due for the win here. And he is, and we will have Tom Zenk get the win by DQ. Why not? This one will be an epic. Both these two boys can go. And here we go with the DQ finish. All right, this one is all booked. 2 hours, 22 minutes, our usual, 142 minutes total. And we're ready to rock and roll and hoochie coo here, everybody. All right, we're going to start that show. Here we go, Hosaka and Austin. Of course, we got red text of doom all over the place here. But Malia Hosaka gets the win with that diving crossbody. Up next, we have the Hangmen and the Top Guns. And both these teams continue to improve in numbers here. Hangman number 1 gets the win after Don Carson interferes. Lots of green, everybody. Green equals money in TEW, no doubt. And not too many takeaways, which is a good sign. All right, up next here, Eddie Guerrero and Slick Nick Kiniski, and Eddie Guerrero gets the win via that frog splash. This is not a bad match between these two. 58 overall, respectable. Up next, Dream Machine and Scotty Steiner. Scotty Steiner gets the win with that Northern Light suplex hold. 64 overall, 70 for Scott Steiner on his own. And here we go, Olsonoski and Fernandez. 70 overall for these two. And Olsonoski only gets a 59. It's a little bit disappointing of a score. I think we're still in the Midwest territory here. It's a little surprising, but a 70 overall regardless. And wow, what the hell happened here? 85, 84, 77? What? And there's no takeaways. 85, 84, 77. And there's no takeaways. I don't know. I am speechless, everybody. I don't know how to answer this one. Whoa! Boy, we're in some trouble here, everybody. We are in some trouble. Our semi-main here only nets us a 66. 60 and 60, 67, 66. We get a 66. Wow. Declining physical ability. Yes, I understand. Wow, Pat Tanaka with that win over Baron von Raschke. And we better hope for a big score in the main event or we're in some trouble here, everybody. Our main event gets an 86, very respectable. 91, 85, I like it. No takeaways here, which is a good sign. And I hate to say it, everybody, but I think we're going to take a loss here and potentially just not get a gain. And yeah, we don't get a gain. 82 overall. Wow, what shocking scores there. Now here is CURT HENNIG. We're going to point him out. We're going to point out Tommy Zenk. And we are also going to point out Scott Hall, who also had a very good match. So here we go. Great performance. Great performance. Good performance. We're going to make that speech. CURT HENNIG is pleased. Flakeomania is pleased. And Scott Hall is pleased. All right, this is going to take us back to the main screen here, everybody. While that's going on, we can go ahead and adjust our tour here. And we'll be traveling on to Denver, one of my favorite towns to run in this game. No doubt about it. There we go. Bennett and Richter will be the opening match on that one. The International Wrestling Grand Prix continues. Big Van Vader's putting in some work with New Japan. Good stuff. Oh, he won the tournament. That's what's going on. Vader has won the tournament. Good for him. It's a respectable guy to win it. Let's check our incoming here. Ray Stevens' contract is ending. Eddie Guerrero's contract is ending. Ray Stevens is not going to retire here anytime soon, so I think we're going to let him go, everybody. I hate to do it, but I think we're going to let him go. And Eddie Guerrero is not happy here, so we're going to let Eddie Guerrero go too. All right, All-Star Wrestling got 1 million viewers. Outstanding. Larry Hennig likes Pat Tanaka. I like Pat Tanaka too. He's good. And Scott Hall continues his Scott Hall ways and trash talks Hangman number 2. I don't expect anything less from Scott Hall. I'm afraid to look at the other companies here. Kendall Windham over Gladiator number 1, your main event here in Louisiana to a sellout. Awful. Just absolutely awful. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us for this episode. Oh, no. Cousin Jr. won something? Cousin Jr., who is awful, won the Brass Knuckles Championship. All right, back to ending the show, everybody. For those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a message below. Let us know how you found the channel. What you think of us so far. For those of you looking for version 10 of the Supermod, you can find it on patreon.com/PowerCast Network. If you're looking for version 9, you can find that on braddrake.net/Supermod. Last but not least, you can find us on social media, facebook.com/groups/1987Supermod. You can also find us over on Reddit under the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. Also, don't forget, we are on Discord. You can go ahead and head over to Discord and type in 1987 Supermod, and you can join our group where we talk often about the Supermod and all things wrestling. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.